And a good Monday morning to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights Consulting. This weather video driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the full globe right now, we have a few tropical systems that'll be covered a little bit later on. Of the most concern, this is currently a system that's spinning up. It's not quite a depression, but it has been spinning up over the areas of the western Atlantic. It's forecast to make a track very close to the Outer Banks and then make a right turn and out to sea. At this time, it has no threat to the northeastern utilities whatsoever. We have the late summer season overlapping the early autumn season here, and of course we have the tropics that are active. This is the remnants of Kirk. Kirk is forecast to become a tropical storm and spin up again and then weaken. It currently is being sheared right now, so it has weakened considerably. This is Leslie, and Tropical Storm Leslie will be no harm or threat to anyone. Again, we're looking at this particular system here that's southwest of Bermuda. Takes a track, it spins close to Cape Hatteras while powering up. It'll be something we'll need to keep a close eye on, but it does head on out to sea as the prevailing westerlies will take it out to sea, and it looks like that'll be no problem for the northeastern utilities. Current situation here is we have a big area of higher pressure. It was providing us with very beautiful, clear, crisp conditions, and since then we've had some moisture coming in, rolling in from the Gulf of Maine, and it's stacking us up with some lower clouds. These clouds will eventually burn away, and we'll have probably a fair amount of sunshine a little bit later on. Illustrating dew points right here, you can see these in the green, and this is where the real moist air lies. And some of this is going to make a run at us. It'll be here on Wednesday, and a cold front will power through, and this will create a round of intense showers and thunderstorms, summer-like weather. And we also have some wind shear to deal with as well. So those thunderstorms could tap into some stronger winds aloft, come down to the surface. We're looking at a potential for strong to locally severe thunderstorms in our neck of the woods here as it looks now for Wednesday afternoon and evening. Preceding that, we'll see an area of low pressure track up this area. This area of higher pressure then pushes off to the east of us, and that opens the door, and we can see some marginally strong gradient winds. Right now, it does not look like too much of a threat for utilities, but we're right on the edge, kind of fence line across mainly the southern parts of Vermont, mostly Bennington County. Looking at the GFS ensemble plumes, this centered on Montpelier, Vermont. You can see a warm front precipitation here, not a heck of a lot. We're talking generally under 0.2 of an inch, but not tremendous. And then we have a much better shot at some showers and thunderstorms that'll take place later in the afternoon on Wednesday and continuing into Wednesday evening. Then thereafter, high pressure system builds in for what should be some pretty fine weather. Accumulated rainfall at the Weather Prediction Center shows greater than 2-inch amounts, or 1.5 to 2 inches, and the particular area most affected, northern and southern Vermont, a little bit less across central areas. Okay, we have a 1037 hectopascal high pressure system in control. Pretty cold temperatures up to the north of our region across portions of Quebec, even into northern Maine, and this is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is the 6-hour incremental progressions using rainfall, also pressures, the isobars, as well as the temperatures. Tomorrow, we have rain that'll be spreading into the region on a warm front. Much warmer air is going to be overriding cooler air, and that'll set up a lifting mechanism, isentropic lifting, and that'll produce a round of rain, and then that scatters out. It looks like tomorrow evening we start to see a little bit of a dry slot work on in, and we have some thunderstorm activity. Some of that's going to power up and tap into some stronger winds aloft. Some of these winds aloft, shear-wise, look like they're going to be greater than 40 knots, and in some cases maybe 50, 60 knots. So something we really have to watch. This is going to be a cold front that'll be passing into a pretty souped-up air mass, so all indications are right now we're looking at strong to locally severe thunderstorms. You can see some of the higher precipitation totals coming in out of New York. This would be valid 18Z or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it looks like by 0Z most of this activity is going to be rolling on through, and high pressure will then build into the region for what should be 3 days of very fine weather. Our next weather system, you can see that system up to the north, is going to actually provide snow to parts of central and northern Quebec, and pushes that area of higher pressure down our way, and that controls our weather. It'll become the main influence through Saturday. Thereafter, we have on Sunday the next shot of precipitation, and that looks like another kind of occluded front or a quick-moving system that'll provide us with more rain showers or even potentially some thunderstorm activity along about next Sunday. Looking at 2-meter temperatures here, so after tonight's low gets down fairly chilly, we're going to see an incremental rise and then level off a little bit. That's going to be the warm front moving through on Tuesday. As we get into Tuesday night, those temperatures continue to make a rise, and then beyond that, into the day on Wednesday, it looks like we'll max out somewhere around 70 to 75 degrees, and then a pretty sharp fall behind the cold front that will power through, and this will produce a round of showers and thunderstorms, some potentially locally to severe, and then a pretty good diurnal range in temperature thereafter with dry fall autumn weather. Checking dew point temperatures, you can see a pretty reliable climb here that's going to be giving us dew point temperatures in that 65 to 70 degree range. And the GFS ensemble has shear. This is showing greater than 60 knots, maxing out at 70 knots. That'll happen in the overnight period. Looks like that's going to be in the morning hours on Thursday. But this ramping up is going to coincide, and there could be some locally strong thunderstorms, some of these stronger winds aloft that'll be tapped into, so stronger shear. Temperature-wise, we're not looking at anything too far from normal or seasonal, which is 0, and a little bit above normal, 3 degrees or so. What about 3 days later? Looks like we're at neutral again. A colder air mass is going to become visiting, and this is what moves across Canada. Switching back to the tropics now, first of all, we have Tropical Storm Leslie. Leslie sustained winds of about 40 miles per hour. Leslie will be no factor. This is the one we have to watch, disturbance that has a 40% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days. And again, its track is going to be somewhere off the Outer Banks and then looping to the right out to sea. We also have the remnants of Kirk right now, and it is forecast to take a track in the southern Caribbean basin. And once again, here is remnants of Kirk. We have leftovers of Leslie, and then a potential tropical depression spinning up to a tropical storm strength and then working its way off the coast. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.